time for another video again. First, a few things I want to talk about first. Been a little bit manic in Nottingham. Many of you probably already know, riots kicked off in quite a few cities in Nottingham. Fortunately, I live in one of the ones where it happened. Shop's still okay, everything's still there, minus some of the more expensive stock. So at the moment I have no Dunhills, no DuPonts, no Dunhill pipes, no freehand pipes, anything like that. I've had to remove all my Zippos out of the window. Excuse me. Bit of a nightmare, to be honest. I have to keep putting it all back in the morning. It takes too long, it takes up too much of the day, and I'm rushing around for the rest of the day. In response to these riots, I am a part of the anti-riot Operation Cup of Tea, where every day we sit down with a nice cup of tea. So for this one today, I couldn't be bothered to make a pot of tea, couldn't be bothered to get my tea ball out or anything like that, so I've just used my bag. So I've resorted to one of my trusty ones, which is Whittard's English breakfast tea. Not my favourite breakfast tea. You used to be able to get an Irish breakfast tea from Lidl or Aldi. That was so strong and so malty. Now, this is still a good blend. You need to leave it quite a while to stew, a spot of milk. But no, I mean, it's made up of Ceylon, Assam and Kenya. I do like this tea. I drink it a lot at work because I can't be bothered to mess around with teapots and things like that. So, good old trusty tea bags, eh? So I've taken my picture. I'll be uploading that at 8:30. There'll be a link in the description at the bottom. But most importantly, people want to know about what I'm here to smoke. So this I've been wanting to try for a long time. Elliott, former Pipe Club member, sent this over to me. This is a jackknife plug. Smells good. It's got a very, very fire cured kind of aroma to it. The plug's broken up. I don't know if this is the way Elliott preps it or if it does actually come up as a broken flaky plug. There's quite a lot of very, very dark, almost looks like Latakia, to be honest. Dark leaf in there. There's some lovely, lovely bright Virginias, some good medium grades, a little bit of orange possibly. But one thing I have noticed with it is it's not a very, it's not kind of a de-stemmed tobacco. There's very, very big chunks of stem inside this. I've only got 10 grams, so I'm not going to be going too mad with it. Going to be sticking it in one of my trusty Parkers. I quite like this pipe. I'm not normally a big fan of the more red sort of rusticated finishes, but this has got quite a nice finish to it. Nice flat bottom, sits down nicely. So I'm going to load up with this. Packing should be quite easy, like I say. It's already in bits, so I'm just going to cram it in and away we go. So I'll be back in a moment to give you my first initial thoughts on lighting. So yeah, I'll catch up with you in a moment. So I've packed up. I've not gone too over the top with it. Just sort of half a bowl kind of thing, just to see how she goes. A bit weird with it all being flat flakes sort of thing, flat leaves. It's difficult to get the packing to stay in. So. Ooh. That's quite rich. Ooh. That's quite bold. Got a very earthy sort of taste to it. I'd like to say there's a little bit of a sweet undertone lingering there, but I could be being a milk and two sugars guy in your tea, you never know. Leathery, quite earthy, very leathery. Subtle bits of spice on the finish, but I don't know. Right. Gonna have problems keeping this lit, I think. Right. Anyway, I'm gonna persevere with this a little bit longer. Yeah, you kind of tamp it down and it just pops back up again. But when it's going, God. Right. Very, very cigar-like, dark fermented tobacco. Right, I'll catch up with you later. Got it burning a lot better now. Burns quite hot. Ideally, I would have liked to have smoked it in slightly bigger pieces, but Elliott, this is beautiful. Reading a little bit on Pipes and Magazine, so sweetness isn't as a result of the tea. Such a wonderful tobacco. There is more complexity building up now. I mean, looking at it, I've smoked probably about a half to a third of what I packed. I'll do with a bigger bulb pipe, a longer stem. It's a little bit hot, with kind of a couple of notes of, I guess you'd go cinnamon. Kind of a cinnamon coffee bean sort of a tang to it. But there is definitely more flavours. It smokes a lot like a cigar. It's building up in complexity as I'm hitting the midpoint. This is a damn fine tobacco. Right, I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep going, and I'll report back to you again shortly. But as I was saying, even with the rustification on this pipe, it's a bit hot to handle. But no worries, I shall persevere, and I will be back very soon. Still working my way through this. Complexity is getting very, very nice. That cinnamony coffee bean sort of taste I mentioned a moment ago, very, very strong on the finish now. Still quite sweet and earthy. Oh, more tea. Kind of reminds me a bit of kind of a more medium to full-bodied Nicaraguan cigar, with the complexity anyway. It's a fantastic tobacco. It just gets better and better the more you smoke. Packs a bit of a kick. I've got a kind of a nicotine-y kind of twitchy sort of thing going off at the moment. But no, it's a beautiful tobacco. It's still very earthy. Spices there, but it's not very strong. It's kind of a sweet spice doesn't quite cut it. I'm struggling to explain the spiciness of it really. It reminds me, say, a lot of a Nicaraguan cigar. I think I'm getting towards the end of this now. It keeps going out on me, and it's a bit of air going through. Going for another retamp. But no, this is a fantastic tobacco. Can really taste the Kentucky in it. But no. G.L.Pease? Yes please. Right, so I'm pretty much at the end of the bowl now. Keep giving it a wee jiggle round, a relight. I get another minute or two out of it, and it's gone again. It just looks like ash at the bottom. I can almost see the briar. So yeah, as you get towards the end of it, that sweetness really comes alive. Almost cereally, hints of maple, kind of a crunchy sort of cereal finish to it. Pretty much just drawing air now. I refuse to let this go. I love the complexity. It's a journey. The bowl's a journey basically. Like how a good cigar should be. This is how a proper pipe tobacco should be made. It's phenomenal. I just wish I could get more. I've probably got a couple of grams left, 5 or 6 grams left. I could probably stretch this out for 2 smokes. And the only problem is I'm going to want more when it's gone, so I'm just going to have to bite the bullet and pay the import duty, aren't I? Yeah, pretty much finished. The complexity is great. Not quite as complex as a as a good Cuban cigar, a nice vintage aged cigar. But the taste's amazing. I love this tobacco. G.L.Pease, you've made a great tobacco, and Elliott, thank you ever so much for introducing it to me. There'll be a full write-up that's not quite so higgledy-piggledy on my blog. It should be there tonight, possibly tomorrow. But Jackknife Plug is a fantastic tobacco. You should, if you get the chance, you should definitely give it a try. Right, got to go. I've got company here. But okay, thank you.